Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And always, we appreciate and big shout out to everyone that's tuning in through our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook group. As always, we got to give a shout out to our company, HHDG Media Inc., and our 5 owners, which consist of Rock Vader KB, myself, Wiki, T. Smith, the Mayor, and also Skelly Top. You can always go and check out our website, as you can see at the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com, for the latest music, some of our upcoming and previous written interviews, as well as our merch and upcoming events. For tonight, we have a returning guest who is definitely one that has hip-hop in his blood. Day in, day out, week in, every month, every year. This man is always grinding, and the name of his album that dropped on his birthday, March 25th, is an example of who he is, and when you see him, you know exactly who he is based off of what he's always carrying. And we'll dive into that because the name of his new album, Dude with the Box, personifies him and his grind and his ability to promote his music, friends, home team, Framingham. He has that determination that not too many people are capable of doing all around the way he does, and that's an inspiration to not just know someone that is able to do that, but to witness it. We street promotion teams are not, pretty much don't exist the way they used to, because everything is through the social media, but you still got to have your boots on the ground. And this man is definitely personifies that. And you got to give him a big salute on that, because no matter how the music industry changes with technology, you still got to reach the people. And to put a face right there at the events, at the shows, means more than just a post, a repost, a share. You got to take advantage of the technology, but at the same time, you still got to be out there. And I've been honored that when I'm at certain events that people have noticed who I am, which still comes to a shock as me, because I'm not out there with the music like that, but I make an effort to share it, promote it, support it, which a lot of other people are doing the same way I am, but we don't always get to see them at shows. So I've been making an effort to be out there more and show my support. But tonight we're focusing on a multi-talented artist from Framingham, Massachusetts, by the name of Matteo Getz.
I appreciate you. Salute.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
How you doing?
Good, man. Just living. How you doing?
It's good. Good. Last time we spoke, I believe that was 2023 when you worked with Thurston on the the Thoughts Illustrated album.
Right. Yeah. It was a good album too.
Yes, indeed. So before we even talk about the new album, Dude with the Box, tell us, what's been going on since the last time we spoke, and when did you start working on your new album?
Just been grinding, just hitting the studio and just stacking up tracks, shaping the album up. Probably like maybe a year or so, maybe a year and a half. I've been working on it, and I took a little longer than I wanted to, but things happen. But it came together really good. Like the way it came out, I was really happy about it. The artists that were just coming to me and just doing it on the strength and just willing to be involved. It was real dope. Came together well.
That's great. Now I spoke about the name of the album, and I was talking about your grind and your promotion, and this your promotion is never sloppy. It's always clean cut, top quality, and behind you right there, we see an example of it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I always was like that coming up. I always wanted to do the next step or be bigger than life itself with the music, like, or the promotion side of it. I always have the flyers, the posters. I always like the meet and greet, like just going to the events and actually putting the flyers on the floor or
Mhm.
stickers, slapping them up everywhere, or giving out stickers and people slapping them up everywhere. Middle East is one of my homes, stomping grounds for the hip hop community. Been going there since I was like 16 years old. So like that's a major part of where I started it all from. Besides Framingham, working with Havoc House, my early on days. Um, but their promoting wise is like I love it, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like it's just something in me. Like I get that from my father. He's a hustler, so he's a ill hustler, like with business and stuff like that. So that's where I got it from, I would say. So I love, like, look, I still got flyers. You know what I mean? Like
There you go.
it don't stop.
That's dope, man. Now, when what exactly is in your box besides CDs and flyers? What else do you normally, in your normal promotion, do you carry
Uh,
with you?
I have flash drives too.
Okay.
We came out in I want to say 2017, 18. We made a flash drive money clip for one of our albums. It was a double album. It was called Fistful of Dollars and Back for a Few More with
Oh, that's
Ajax
right.
Low, and I produced the whole thing. That was like years and years and years of material that's been stacked since the early 2000s, and like just life happening. It was on stall for a little bit, and then we finally put it out,
Yeah.
mixed it, whatever. And then that was one of the campaigns. We had a T-shirt. The front of the T-shirt said "Fistful of Dollars," and on the back it said "Back for a Few More." So I did a little promo run for that. Yeah, we have that. I got a flash drive coming out for this album. It's like a credit card flash drive, and it's gonna have
Uh,
it's gonna have all my catalog. Same with the flash drive money clip. You can
yeah.
actually put money on it. You
That's
can
dope.
actually put money on it. It's pretty dope. So I have those two options, and I got CDs. I haven't done tapes yet. Again, I did tapes in my early
Sorry.
career. I did tapes in my earlier career, like when tapes were like kind of getting out of the circulation into
Mhm.
CDs. And this is probably like 97, 98. So I did that and I did the CDs. I always did CDs. So I always had everything. So if you said you didn't have this, I had that. You know, I had something for you pretty much. And we were always into the t shirt business as far as promoting like a single, like You Can't Take Me Nowhere, or an album, or Havoc House, the album Legacy Continues.
Yeah.
I mean, like just whatever, like, and the stickers game was like a no brainer. We always did that from day one. Me and Ajax Low.
That's dope, man. Now with this, you know, you just gave a lot of people, some food for thought of creativity with their own products, if they decide to do that, which, why not? These are
I
memorable
mean,
things.
yeah, as much you got to pretty much do as much as you can. I mean, social media is cool,
Hmm.
but like you just have to do the meet and greets, and you have to go to the venue and see people and promote because they have to see it too. Just online presence is cool, but it's not enough, in my opinion. But I come from that era, that old school promotional era, like so. I'm always gonna do that, no matter, even if they say it's not there anymore. But I honestly think you need to see it in person as well as online
Yeah,
presence.
yeah,
That's just me, though. I mean, that's my opinion.
that's dope. Now speaking on some history, tell us about your first um trying to remember because I looked it up. Tell us about Harper's Ferry.
Oh yeah, I used to go there all the time. That was a legendary spot before it got bought out. Yeah, that was a dope venue. I DJed there a few times with my man Emo at one of some event. Um, I think Wally Sparks was performing, but yeah, I DJed with him. He called me up to help him out. I did that. There was a bunch of times I DJed there. Dope venue. I seen Rakim there. That was
Nice.
cool. Onyx, seeing Onyx there. Lords of the Underground. That was a dope ass venue. Too bad it's not there no more.
Hmm. How long ago did
There,
this
but
shut down?
years ago. I'm talking.
Okay.
It could have been like 10 years by now, maybe even longer. I don't know. I think Live Nation bought it out.
Oh, okay.
It's still
Wow.
there. It's just not Harper's Ferry
Yeah.
Live Nation, because they used to have pool tables there, and there was a pool hall like crew that used to go there all the time,
Nice.
even when the venues was going on.
They still had it.
That was their spot. So when Live Nation bought it out, I think they cut that all out. But that was a dope venue. That in the Middle East.
That's dope. Wow.
Oh, and Western Front too. Western Front used to be dope too. It was real little, but
Uh-huh.
it was a dope. It was a definitely a dope spot in Cambridge.
Nice, nice.
Iconic.
What's one of your favorite memories of DJing at Harper's Ferry?
Harper's Ferry. I think the one with Emo.
Okay.
It was just dope to be next to him and Slipwax of the Deck Demons. And the fact that they asked me to come and do it with them was like crazy. Like, because to me, they're more 10 times advanced than I am. You know, I'm whatever compared to them. They're like turntablists, you know. I'm not really a turntablist. I'm just like a DJ, but
Hmm.
like the fact that they asked me to, you know, they seen something in me that they wanted me to rock with them was pretty dope. I'll never forget that.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
Dope. Now, as far as production, um, is almost everything in the Matt Cave, as far as equipment, the same as it was? Um,
No, then years ago, no
yeah.
way. I used to have a full-fledged studio in the Mac Cave years
Okay.
ago. We're talking early 2000s. I'm talking like maybe 2000 to maybe 2012, 13,
Hmm.
maybe even 15. And then, you know, equipment got old. So now I just rent it out. I work with an engineer called Monty Dale at Graybeard Recordings in Framingham, Mass.
Hmm.
So I've been working with him steadily since probably 2017. And we kind of work as a team. But yeah, his studio's dope. Graybeard Recording Studios in Framingham, Mass. Dope engineer. Um, his mixes are incredible. We kind of mix together. I know what I want. I do the drops, and he has good ideas, and we just bounce off ideas off of each other
That's dope.
as a team and stuff like that. We kind of have a groove now, so we've been working so long that we kind of know what to do, like where we want the drops and certain things, elements in the song to take out, put in, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now it's
big
been
shout out to Monty Dale.
all right. Now it's been almost 6 years since the Getz collection dropped.
Oh, I
When
know.
when you think about that, and
Awesome.
now you have your new album that dropped on your birthday this year. How do you feel about your progression in production?
Oh, incredible! Like it went 10 times full. Like went 10 times better. Like I'm getting better and better with the production. Like my pre-production is way better. Like I know how do it now, like
Mm.
than before. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, as I grew as an artist, as a producer, I just keep getting better and better each sample or each something I play, and just how I put it all together, chop it up, and I basically get a rough sketch, and then I'm like, all right, cool, this is good. Give it to the artist, whoever it is, Ajax Low, Kamal Waleed, JDO, Jake underscore Cuts Fresh, or whoever, and then bounce it to them. If they like it, they write to it, and then we just go from there. And then when they're ready, we hit the studio,
Yeah.
and they do their thing, and then I just do my thing afterwards with the mixing. And I kind of go off their flow, like I listen to what they got, and then I go off their flow on the drops. That's my thing, the drops. That's my kind of like flavor, my iconic thing.
All right. Cool. Cool. And how's the mobile barber going?
Oh, good, good. Cutting hair still. I go to, the biggest show in the whole United States, pretty much, in Connecticut. It's called the Connecticut Barber Expo by my man Jay Majors. He puts it all together with his team. It's been going like almost 14, 15 years. So it's one of
Yeah.
the biggest events. I always go. I always promote my music, promote my cuts. Like it's perfect. I put flyers everywhere. You know what I mean? Stickers everywhere. It's dope because you never know who you see. Like last year, Fat Joe went.
Hmm.
You didn't
Wow.
even know he was coming. The year before that, I think it was the year before that or the year before that, it was Nems, Gorilla Nems. Like unexpected, like, oh shit, Gorilla Nems here? Oh wow, Fat Joe, that's crazy. You know? So you never knew who you meet. And like a few years before that was Rick Ross.
Wow.
Like he knows so many people in the industry and just like in general. So you just never know who you're gonna watch. So it's good to go even. And then I think one of the years, my man C has had a little booth, and it was like for Def Jam, and then people they had a booth and you could like play a beat like it's a studio and like record
Hmm.
over. It was dope. I never seen that before.
That's
So it was
different.
pretty
Yeah.
cool. So they did something with Def Jam. I don't know what it was and what it was for. I think it was 95 South. I forget the name of the podcast. It's some podcast they spit bars and stuff like that. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. Like out of nowhere, I was like, oh, I didn't even know this was gonna be here. And then I seen C has, and then I gave him some beats, and he's like, yeah, 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 use that beat. And then a couple of the MCs rapped over from Connecticut. It was Chrissy was there, I guess. I didn't even know that was her over there, but the one that's blowing up now, she's doing like tours with like Havoc from Mob Deep. So it was dope that she was there. Like you just really never know who you meet, so it's good to go to every event, no
Hmm.
matter if it's not even in the same vicinity of what you're doing. Like you know what I mean? Like you just never know who you're gonna meet. Period. That's why I always have a CD on me or a flash drive or
Yeah,
a
you never
flyer
know.
or a sticker. 'Cause you honestly never know who you're gonna see. Never know if you're gonna see a sports like a football player or a basketball player or
Yeah.
anyone famous, like a producer, DJ, whoever. I give the DJs there all the time. Here's a flash out every year. Here's a flash out of all my music. You never know who they know or what radio station they're on, what podcast they're on. You just never know.
Yeah.
It's good to cover all angles and aspects and
Yep.
what have you.
Definitely. And then original recipe, your fashion line.
Yes, sir. I haven't done it in a while. I'm gonna reissue the original logo. I'm gonna
Okay.
repress those this summer.
Hmm.
Plus, now I'm working on the do with the box. I don't know if you can see it. Do with the box. Now I'm making it a merch. I got merch coming next week. I got CDs coming next week. Um, flash drives. So I'm doing a whole line of Do With The Box. I'm turning it into an album, into a clothing brand also. So I'm working on that. I got a bunch of drops I'm doing with it. Starting with I know it's a little late for hoodies, but that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm finishing up the year with the hoodies,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple more months I'm gonna come with the t-shirts for a couple, maybe 2 or 3 drops this summer. Working on new music, new albums, new EPs with different artists. Another follow up to this album. But I'm doing so much stuff for musically. It's gonna be a good year, good 2 years at least.
Yeah, like I said before, it's in your blood. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's hip hop, you're involved with it.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'd rather do that than just sit on my couch and do nothing. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather be productive, you know?
Yeah.
Like me and Ajax Low got a lot of stuff going on coming up. So working on that. It's just like getting to the summer to start on everything and stuff like that.
Dope. Speaking of Ajax Low, let's get into the track Down Down Down.
Yeah. You got the video. Video's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so we Jackson linked up with one of our boys, Q Ref. We known him for like over 20 plus years since we started pretty much. He was in a group called what was that group? True Indeed, with my man Jug. And they used to do shows back in the day at the Middle East once a year. They used to put us on. And they used to put on a lot of MCs in the Boston area. Storm Session, Diogen, part of their crew. So, you know, and then now he's doing his solo stuff. So we link with him. We kind of really never did a song with him. Really, I mean, I did a song with him years ago with Jug, True Indeed as a group. But so I think it was time. I had this record that I just made, sent it to Ajax. I pretty much send everything to Ajax Flow first. He gets first dib, rightfully so. So I sent it to him. He had an idea. He pretty much has all the ideas for, like, you know, what he wants to do with the beats. And sent it to him, and it just came together. And then we did the video. Even the video, he picks all the video, like the actual locations and stuff like that. So he picks all that stuff out. I mean, I might have a couple ideas here and there, but he, for the most part, all those things are pretty much him. And the video's filmed by my man Nico Hustle, up and coming filmographer. You know what I mean? Video guy. He's coming up in the work. It's pretty dope. He's done stuff with Dio and Cube Ref. He's done stuff in the past with them. Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Dope. Let's get into the track Down 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 off your new album, Do With The Box.
Yes, sir.
Oye, Cuba, said it, what up? Cuban refugee, Ajax Low, Avid Cows. The fact I gotta grab a rapper by his collar, why he holler, I'm a monster, hasta la pasta partner. You are RPR, get Molly Bob, Charlie stomped at the trolley stop, get busy everywhere. Fight a grizzly bear at the city fair with the prickly chair, no holds barred. Bruised egos, breaking facade. Tell your peoples you seen God. These suckers crying for their mean mob. Way out there, beyond the city limits. Now they found religion, proposing propositions, exposing contradictions. Can't see it? You need that 22 20 vision. Suck on that big dummy pivot. Gotta have sophisticated ears to listen. Or you order the meatloaf. Should've got the brisket. Outstage your visit. Dates at number single digits. Check it out. Yo, I'm breathing fresh air and some fresh airs. Shining from my right to my left ear. New look, same swag, just less hair. I'm still one of the freshest in this hemisphere. Your bitch looking at my dick with a dust stare. They tied her wig back with a scrunchy, that's headgear. Yeah, you better tame your spouse. Me and Jax got so much drip, we could paint your house. Got a stash full of G's and that's word of Gucci prints. A car crib, couple of rings, a dookie link. But all that shit could be gone quicker than you could blink. You know they say life's a bitch and sometimes her pussy stink. Ew, we have no tolerance for rappers and their corniness. Couldn't hang with us if it's Christmas and there was ornaments. Way out of our league, so we giving them an ordinance. That garbage don't belong here, you littering and loitering, nigga.
Body.
There you go. Now with this project, again, you got the home team on there, Ajax Low, like you said, that's your right hand man right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's my partner.
Were there any artists that you had worked with, you know, that didn't get to be on the new album?
Not really, but there is some extra songs that didn't make the cut that's gonna go on the next project. It was just a timely thing. I needed certain things done in a certain fashion, timely fashion, but for the most part, those are just going the next one. Like there was stuff with Bogey that I had left over, Either Real. I had a posse cut that didn't get finished, but that I got Finalia on, and Either Real and Bogey, and I got a couple more heads that's getting on it. But other than that, I worked with some new heads, Polo Ness, and that was through Ajax Low. Also, Bogey was new. The Chosen, I've been rocking with him since in the Indigo Jackson series.
Mm-hmm.
That's through my man Kamal Waleed. Same with Mike Titan. Been rocking with him since the Indigo Jackson series, and that's through again my brother Kamal Waleed. Freddie Black, he was new. That was a new one that I reached out to. I liked his style. I just liked what he was doing. Reached out to him. I got another song with him that's gonna go on the next album that just didn't make the cut. I didn't get to finish it in time. But for the most part, and then my brother, God forbid, that handsome devil. He's a Havoc House, affiliate too. So it was dope working with him again. Last time I worked with him was probably like I want to say 2000, 2002 on the Get a Life song that Thurston Howell III performed that I put on 12-inch vinyl. And he was also on one of my first mixtapes under a different name, DJ name at the time. But I had a mixtape under a DJ name called DJ Scarecrow. That was my original first DJ name. And I changed it in '99, shortly after that. mixtape was done pretty much. So yeah, it's just business as usual. J Biz, another one, Framingham own, young gunner, holding holding the flag for us out here, doing his thing. I worked with him also on his album, one of his albums I produced, uh, Born. I think the name of the song. Um, and then we worked with him also on the Indigo Jackson series.
Mm-hmm.
So it was dope. Los Ren also, he's another one. Worked with him through the years, and I just love what he's doing. He grinds. He promotes. He does his thing. He's heavily out there, doing his thing. So it's all good. And I'm willing to work with whoever. If they're willing to put in the work, I'm willing to work with them. So I'm always looking for new talent. The next probably album's going to be called New Box, New Music, and also Get Extravaganza, something like that. So I have a bunch of albums coming out. I got old songs from like 20 years ago that I'm remastering that never even saw the light of day. I'm
Okay.
gonna put them out in a 3-part series
Yep.
called The Getz Files, which was a previous mixtape that I did before called The Getz Files mixtape. So I'm gonna do the Getz Files album series. So that's gonna come out. Yeah, I'm doing so much. I got EPs with Diogen, J Biz, Ajax Low, JDO, Kamal Waleed, my man Etel. We're up next from Boston, Dorchester. So I got him. I got an EP that we're finishing up. Got 3 more songs to do and it's done. Looking like June, July. So that's next. And just gonna, work from the summer on and just see what we can come up with and put out.
That's dope. I got to
Yeah.
give you a big shout out because you definitely have the home team from Mass representing on the album, and
Yeah, man.
it's not just hip hop, but it's in general. When someone's coming up and you try to get the home team to show that same support, and you don't get it until you go outside of maybe your state or the city, and you seem to get more love. But here's a great representation of all these artists working with Matteo Getz on your new album, and we don't get to see that too often.
Right. Yeah, I just like keeping it in with the fam, and there's people I know and that are ready to work and that work efficiently. That they like this time was probably the easiest time to get stuff back, and that was willing to work without me pulling hairs to get them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more easier this time around than it was for the Getz Collection, my first actual producer album. And the second one, yours truly. So this one was fairly the easiest that I've had so far, and probably, my opinion, one of the best pieces of work. I pulled out my man from 20 years ago, Gorilla Monsoon from Worcester, Mass, Seven Hills. My man, Frank the Butcher's camp. So he came up with Frank the Butcher. I'm sure you're familiar with Frank.
Yep.
He's in the sneaker culture, the music. So so I pulled him out the woodworks, got him on there. I mean, we did songs 20 years ago I'm putting out in a couple months. So it's crazy to pull him out on a new track, you know what I mean? On Nasty Work, a dope posse cut, a gang MCs on there just spitting bars and spitting skills and just getting busy.
Nice. Now I can't help to wonder, because your intro, you got people who was talking on the intro about you.
Oh, so that was an interview with Wally Sparks. I'm sure you're familiar with him. So that was an interview with Wally Sparks. I don't know. I want to say it was on our show, but it could have been on his show because he had a show back then. So back in the day, in 2000 and maybe I want to say 6, 7, 8, 9 around there, we had a show called The Big Ham, with all public access radio, television show. So basically, public access has to teach anybody in the community that's in that community how to use their equipment, and in return, you have to give them a show.
Oh.
And within that, they have to put the show on a time slot, and then you're supposed to be allowed to go to other towns and surrounding towns and put your show on their time slot, pretty much. So once they teach you how to use their equipment for free, this is all for free. You sign up,
That's
and then
dope.
you just got to produce a show, and they got to teach you kind of editing and stuff like that. So we had a show, and we were interview MCs that were coming up from all different towns and cities and stuff like that. And we linked up with Wally Sparks, and I want to say that was on his show. I can't remember. So basically, I found it somehow, and then in my files, and then there was a beat behind it. So I basically AI'd it, took the beat out, and then I put a new beat behind it. And it worked perfectly. And then that was them talking about me, going, and it fit perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh snap, that's crazy. Like, it works good. Talks about do with the box. Oh, this is beautiful, and it worked. And then I took some cuts from records that were on the album of Ajax Low saying do Frankenstein with the box, and my man Either Real saying a couple of joints, and then I took another part from an intro that's gonna go on the Getz Files album series that I did years ago, and I got Kamal Waleem saying Getz. Behind it has Peace to Matteo from Biggie underneath it.
Yeah.
I put like an echo on it. So I have him saying it. If you hear it, it's very faint, but you can hear him saying Getz.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. So the intro pretty much came together well, like more than I expected. Sometimes I'm hard on myself, sometimes I'm not. But yeah, at first I was kind of iffy with the cuts and stuff like that, and certain cuts, but after I kept hearing it over and over and over, like 40, 50 times, I'm really happy with how it came out with the drops, everything. It came out pretty much perfect.
Yeah. So, do you know who was the very first person to quote do with the box?
To be honest, I believe Ajax Low was. I mean, he gave me my name too, and also my man DJ On and On. God rest his soul. Yeah, On and On. Like, everyone used to call me that back in the day at the shows, because I'd always be with the CD box, hustling mixtapes. That's how it started, really. Mixtapes to albums. And just like, there was a time that we stopped for a little bit, and I had to go and reinvent myself. And then I would just do mixtapes. It was one time I did like a mixtape a day, from putting it together, putting all the songs together, leveling them out, bouncing each song individually, doing the artwork, printing it, going to Kinko's, going to Staples, printing it on, the front cover, the back cover, the credits, everything, and then getting the CDs. Like, it was a whole hustle, printing them on the printer. Like, it was an ill hustle. So I was laid off. So I was laid off from the post office. So I would map out every show that Leeds was doing, or any hip hop event that Leeds or anyone that was doing hip hop at the time in Boston, whether it was the Middle East, Harper's Ferry, or wherever, and then I would map out each. So I was like, okay, every week there's a show. I'm gonna have all these mixtapes. I'd start off with one. I'd do 100. The next week I have another one. I do 50 of that one, or 100 of that one, 100 of the next one. and so on and so on and so on. I would just keep going. I would take care of all the security guards. All the security. I'd be like, here's my new mixtape. They would take care of me, let me go backstage, let me do
Nice.
my thing.
Yeah.
Build with all these artists that I grew up to watching and listening to. And just like, and that's basically how I kind of did it. Because me giving out a free CD is still money. Like it still holds value. So like if I would take care of them, they would take care of me.
Yeah.
I would go toll booths when we had toll booths and throw a CD. If I didn't have the money, I don't got no money, man. You take a CD, they'd be like, all right. And then the next time I see him, that CD was dope. All right, cool. Here's another one. Let me go through, And it's different now because there's no toll booths. But like, I mean, it holds value. It's something they can hold. Yeah, I think you really need to produce an actual item. At least how I feel, like you need to have something in your hand, like, you know what I mean? That's just me, but
I agree. Yep.
So yeah, even if it was a T-shirt, I'll give free T-shirts if I sell them. If I don't, free C. I was giving free in the beginning when I had to reinvent myself. I was giving free CDs out. If I can't sell it, give it out. Who cares? Your name's getting out there.
That's
They
what
were like,
it is. Yep.
Who's this kid with all these CDs, these mixtapes? And I would take records from people that would give me their CDs that night, and I'd decipher which ones I wanted to use or which worked, and I would incorporate it in my mixtape. And like most of the times in the beginning, I didn't have any covers. So in the beginning, I was writing on them because I didn't have bread. So I was writing on them, and then went from writing on them to printing a picture on them with like fonts or whatever, and like it just progressed as I went. And then at first they wouldn't even know who's on it. They'd be like, "Yo, who's this?" Like crazy. Like I did a mixtape album with Headshots, my boys Headshots from Boston. I did a whole mixtape all over my beats. I got my man, what the heck is his name? Ricky Mortis. He hosted the whole thing. Like, though, if you hear the mixtape, you gotta look it up. Okay. Headshot and Matteo Getz mixtape. Dope. If you hear the whole thing, you see him clowning me the whole time. Like, it's dope. He's a good dude. Ricky Mortis, that's my man. But yeah, so that's basically how it happened. Just keep doing CDs and mixtapes, and I just kept going. And I linked with J the S and Rex. I was working with Rex before he joined Show Off Records and stuff like that. Before he started working with Static Heavy, like it was like probably the last 2 weeks before I left my crib in Framingham. Yeah, I was like, I got 2 weeks left. If you want to come through and get busy, let me know, because the studio was getting shut down till I moved. And he came through on my man Chi Knox. So I got some joints with him I'm trying to put out later on. Same with Jay the S. I got a joint with him that I want to put out that was 20 years ago that I want to mix and put out. Yeah. I got mixtapes too. That's called Do With The Box. I started a mixtape called Do With The Box Volume 1 and 2. So I'm going to be putting that out. So if you buy the flash drive, it's $100. You get a free hoodie with a stitch front, and you'll get those 2 mixtapes on it with my whole catalog. I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't. Not at all. Mm-hmm. One thing I noticed with the album is, sorry.
You're good.
Almost every track, you come, like, I know, it's the love of hip hop that we came up on, but you don't make it sound dated. And I think a lot of artists that are so 90s boom bap that they want it to sound so much like what they grew up on that they forget that you're making yourself stale by doing that. You got to have your own creative, distinct style to that, and yet still have it be that same boom bap that you love.
Right. Well, right, you gotta evolve at some point, right? As you progress, you gotta diversify and keep moving forward and learning new things and learning new techniques.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I try to take what I've learned through the years, what I know now, and what I'm learning now for my production, or if there was a certain way or a certain sound, or I just like sounds in general. I'm just like a sound person, so
Yeah.
I just like any. It could be anything. It could be a water dripping or whatever. If it sounds good to me and I could manipulate it and make it work or add to it, that it brings life to the record I'm doing at that moment, then I'm gonna use it or do something with it. Um, I always basically I just like sounds and I always like all genres of music. You know, from my father's music, he always liked Chuck Berry and Billy. You know what I mean? And just all the old legends. The what do you call it? Temptations and stuff like that. Like so,
Mhm.
I was all that soul music. I listened to that growing up, hearing it. You know what I mean? With Buddy Holly and all that type of stuff. So already in James Brown. Like my father loved all that type of music. So and I like classical music. I like strings. I like violins. I like guitar. I like heavy metal music. Like I like rock music, like hair bands and stuff like that. So I really kind of like an eclectic sounds of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's what's good for me. I'm not just sticking to one type of thing. I like all genres of music, all genres of sounds. So I kind of try to incorporate that with my production as far as just, you know, like whether it's instrumentation on top of my records, making something from scratch like that ain't killing nothing joint with Smith and Wesson I did. That's all played. I played everything on that record, from the bass line to the sounds on it. You know,
That's
so
dope.
yeah. So there's songs that I played. There's a lot of songs that I use samples that I cut up and I do what I got to do with it, and I play instrumentation on top of it just to give it some more life, or just something to make it more unique than if someone used it before me or after me. You know what I mean? Like that's just what I like to do, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I get them as I come. It's not I know what at that moment I kind of know what sound I'm looking for. If that makes sense, like without knowing, like I could play something now and it might not be what I want right now, but
Hmm.
maybe 5 days from now, that sound that I just heard might be something because your ears always change. Your ears change constantly. So like I might like this right now, but then I might not like it right now. You know what I mean? I look for the certain sound that I'm looking for. I just have an intuition of what it is, and that's what it is.
And then come back. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
much.
A good example is the track "Get It Shaking," featuring Ajax Low. Um, there's certain parts where it's chopped, and and then when the hook comes in, you have a switch up,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then it goes back into it once he goes back into his next verse.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to switch it up because there was not that much to work with that sample, so it was very little. So I wanted to play with it, and that's pretty much how that choppy hook sound. So I wanted to freak it a little bit, and that's what I did, just to make it stand out and sound different and not like repetitive in a sense. But yeah, we also use that beat too for one of our good childhood friends, brothers podcast, just for an intro. So we wanted to use it as
All
a
right,
song. We want it to go to waste, pretty much. So maybe if you see his pockets, oh, that's the beat from Gets It Shaking. Okay,
I'm
from
immediately
doing
gonna
the podcast.
hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of do that a lot. I'll take a beat. or something for an intro, like my intro, and might use that later on as a song. So then if you're a follower or a fan, you might hear like, oh snap, that's from Dude with the Box, the intro. That's crazy. They made a song too. Oh, that song's dope. You know what I mean? And I might spice it up a little bit different. I might add instrumentation on top of it or do something different or cut it up different. Who knows?
With so much that you're skilled in and that you do throughout hip hop, between the promotion, the DJing, the engineering, the production, what's one of the key things that of all of that you learned that has helped you to progress?
Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Don't stop. And be true to you and your style, and don't be like a copycat or go with what's going on at that moment. Just stick to your guns and just do what you've been doing the whole time. Like just follow your lead, not no one else's. You know what I mean? That's basically what I do. I just I didn't jump on the trap scene like when trap came out. Like that's not me. Like you kind of like dilute yourself when you do that.
Right.
Like if you came from a certain era and look at my age too. I'm 45, so I mean, not saying you can't do that, but just to me that just wouldn't be true to me. Like and my style, like I don't do that. I'm down to like try new things and stuff like that and new ways of recording or playing instrumentation or whatever, but just like to do a whole genre, switch a genre. It's just not my style. Never was. And I've seen it before, like through the years, even in the early 2000s, I've seen some of my people I know in the industry done it, and like I don't think it really helped them at all, in my opinion. But like me, even if it didn't help me or it did help me, like I just stayed true to who I am, true to my style, and true to what I was focusing on, pretty much.
Got you. And this is a perfect segue to go into the music video, Pick Your Poison.
Yeah. the first song on the album, man. Dope record. Ajax Low killed it. Just straight bars. The video's dope. Again, another video from my man Nico Hustle. Ajax Low picked the location. It's just so dope, man. Just everything about this is gritty, grimy, to the point. Check it out.
Ajax Low, Havoc House Jackson. Frankenstein, the dude with the box. You are. My name is Matteo Getz. Pick your poison, no avoided. Lower your voice and why you finger pointing. Suck a dick, you insensitive prick. It's like you forget your uncle's on roller skates smoking crack and shit. Got the nerve to put in words how you some kind of hustler. One of them real ignorant motherfuckers. Big fake and it's so blatant and obvious to the audience. The lies and fakes treat ties. Get punched in your eye, choke from air supply. For trying to be some kind of tough guy. You not ready to die, ain't no way, bro. You really think we believe the hoax is really on you? You like a shit show on Phil Donahue. You want the attention, then freeze up when you get it. You're moving your mouth because you have lips. You just bumping your jibs. You wasn't an active thug. You just an addict on drugs. You know you cheating on the low dick eating. All your beef in the streets and for no reason. Go on, beat it, kid. Instead of chasing greatness, you following the lamest. All this for entertainment. I stay in my lane, kid. Feet stay fly. Beats and rhymes, your boy Ajax got the flyers on his back. Quite the collection, not for flexing. It's just a little lifestyle. Gold fun smile, simple man on instrumental jams. Intergenerational slang, so we all understand. Decades of rap, no fade to black. An amazing act, blazing tracks, explaining facts, creating paths.
classic right there. It definitely set the tone for the album, that's for sure.
Definitely did. Yep.
Yeah, at first it wasn't even gonna be the first record. I was gonna do Flutie Pass, and then when we did that record, I said, nah, that's the one. That needs to set the tone for the rest of the album.
Yeah.
And it sure did.
That was one of my favorite tracks, and it continued on the energy when it went into Noise with Either Real.
Oh yeah. Either Real, that's another classic, excuse me. That's another classic. Either Real, he gave me a banger, man. That was crazy. I had some crazy ideas for the hook with the sound and stuff, so I had to finesse it enough that it's not too annoying and too overzealous and stuff like that. So we finally got it down to where it's perfect. And he's an incredible MC too. He's from Worcester too, Seven Hills. He was down with Frank the Butcher and them too. Yeah, incredible MC. Super sharp. Either Real. Shout out to him.
Yes, indeed. Yep. And another one of my favorite tracks is One of One.
Yeah, my man Jay Viz. Yeah. Yo, and that was like, I didn't know if I was gonna get it from him. It was that close to like wrapping the album up. He's like, I got you. I'm gonna do it before tour. I think it was before tour, after tour. It's like, I got you. I'm gonna take care of it. All right, cool. And he sent it, and it was a body. I'm like, yo, crazy. He just went in too, like,
yeah.
And the beat was perfect for him. You know, like it just
really
worked very well.
Yep.
And like I did what I had to do with it, like far as like the mixing and adding echoes and certain things, and it just really went really well with it. Big shout out to my man Jaguar J Biz. Appreciate you.
Definitely. And you definitely showcase some posse tracks on there too.
Yeah.
Says Me. What was it? Flutie Pass.
Yep, Flutie Pass, classic. With my man, God forbid, the Still, That Handsome Devil. Yeah, from with my man Jeremy's group, That Handsome Devil. Yeah, God forbid, is crazy with it. Super lyricist. And Kamal Waleed, never disappoint. Same with Ajax Low. Super shot MCs, man. And Los Loren too. Los Loren, he always got some heat. And the Posse Cut Nasty Work is crazy by itself. You got
yeah.
Yep. You got like 5 MCs, man. Like super classic Posse Cut at its finest, you know?
Yep. And then the other one, Problems.
Yeah, Problems. Yeah, Problems is dope too. With JDO and Freddie Black. My man Kamal Wali. Yeah, those are classics. I mean, just all around good material and just good hip hop songs.
You do you have any plans to perform the album?
I was thinking about doing a listening party or something, but I don't know right now. Maybe in the summer if I feel like it. It's a lot of work, to be honest. I was thinking about it, massaging the idea. I don't know. Nothing set in stone.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet. It depends. If I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be at the Middle East upstairs, if I want to even do it. But probably won't be till the summer. I might not even do it. Maybe I'll do it. It'll be a do with the box plus my whatever is coming out that month or year or whatever. Honestly, don't know, to be honest. No dates or anything, but like I wanted to do it, but it is what it is.
Dope. Now I recently interviewed Louis Sincere, and I know you also close and work with King Arthur.
Yeah. Another Framium
Yep.
MCs. Yeah.
You got
Shout out to King Arthur and Louis Sincere.
any upcoming work with the two of them?
Honestly, I don't know. I know I gave Louis a bunch of beats previously. Around the time he did the last record for his album. So I don't know if he's cooking up on the other ones that I gave him or
Okay.
whatever. I mean, it's basically totally up to him. But as of right now, I don't have anything on my end. But I did give him a bunch of beats when he was looking for the record he did for his last album. So who knows? There might be something in the works. I just don't know yet. And King, I haven't worked with him since I want to say yours truly. And that record was old by then, anyways. That was an old record. So I haven't done anything since with him. But I mean, you never know. The future holds bright, you know.
Yep.
You never know. We might be cooking something later on in life. Who knows?
Dope.
Like I said, I'm willing to work with anybody as long as they're willing to put in the work and do the same amount of work I'm doing, you know? If you're not trying to do the same amount of work, there's no reason for us to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to put in what I put in, you know?
Got to match the energy. I feel.
Yes, sir. It got to be a two-way street. It's not a one-way, you know? Yeah, man. But you like the album overall? It's dope?
Yeah.
Like you feeling everything? Cool.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
I definitely like that you not only just mix the tempo, but the energy with certain tracks match perfectly with the artist, and then again the posse tracks. You don't get a album with too many posse tracks like that all come out dope.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Worked really hard. It feels like I worked longer than I did on the record. I mean, I did extra, you know, it took extra time that I didn't think it was going to need to take, but, you know, things happen and it's got to come out right and correct and executed correctly. So, I mean, overall, I think me, Ajax Low, and the whole everyone on the album, including the engineer Monty Dale, I think we did an exceptional job and the time frame we had. And I think it came out really well. I think it's one of my best works as a producer album yet, in my opinion.
So, you know, one thing that I've always been a fan of is a track that switches up the production and has a nice transition to it. The track Sundancing, you did that.
Yeah. My man Rob Scalas. Big shout out to Rob Scalas. Roberto Herman. That's my guy. It was my old artist from my Get a Life ENT days. Yeah. That's my label mate right there. It's my brother from Lawrence, Lawtown's finest. Yeah, we
Now,
did that record. I want to say we did that record 4 or 5 years ago.
okay.
I was gonna put it out on one of my albums. I want to say yours truly, but it just didn't work out. And I have another record with him that I'm gonna put out too. That's probably going on the next project. And I just wanted to get him on there, include him somewhere. I mean, I have records for him from 20 years ago. We haven't even put output out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about putting a bunch of those out, sprinkling them on here and there on certain things. But he's a great MC, super talented, incredible. I mean, I have stuff with him on Posse Cuts that's going on the Getz Files album series that is crazy. Like his skills is unmatched, incredible.
Now I'm sorry I keep mentioning throughout this the interview that this dropped on March 25th, your birthday, but I haven't said it yet. Happy belated.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. 45 and 5 years sober.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, no drinks. 5 years. Feels good. Feels good. I think I saved my life, but I don't really talk about it much. But I mean, 5 years is a good accomplishment.
It is big, definitely big. Do you feel since it's been 5 years now, not just the people that you hang out with, but also certain places that remind you, of those times. How does it feel to now in life and readjusting?
Me, where I'm at with it, it doesn't bother me. Even like if, like, say if we were hanging out and you had a drink, that wouldn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Being in those places doesn't really bother me because I know for me personally, I don't want to drink. I don't want any alcohol. I don't want to go back to that. Waking up with hangovers or not remembering what I did the night before and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What I said that wasn't right or whatever. But yeah, to me it doesn't bother me at all. Like, and if I do feel like I have the urge or whatever, I have a fake beer, like a non-alcoholic beer or something.
Yeah.
And one of those, and I'm good. And
Okay.
I'm not really a beer drinker like that. I wasn't really. It was more like liquor, but I did like an occasional Heineken or IPA, and they do sell non-alcoholic IPAs that taste just like a beer or whatever. So it kind of messes your brain up to think it's a beer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But as far as that, I don't really fit, and I hardly drink those like that. Like, not really. I'm at a point where I'm at with it that I'm good. Like, I did my time. 20 years was 20 years too long.
Long enough. Yep. I mean, I haven't stopped, but I did cut down, and I also, just noticed, at the time, it is what it is. But as you get older, you start to realize that there's a reason why you shouldn't be out doing it anymore the way you used to.
Right. And like, it doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, that's the truth.
and then recovery time's crazy. Like, it's 3 days instead of a day or half a day or whatever, and it doesn't do anything for your health but make it worse, and it takes money out of your pocket.
Yeah. Yep.
And for what? To do the same thing over and over again? Makes no sense. I mean, once you realize that, but again, you have to want to stop and want to, like, not do it. Like, you want to be done. You have to hit rock bottom to not want to do it. Like, you have to want to do it within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing with it. No one can make you stop. You kind of have to stop, want to stop.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I'm good. I feel more healthier than I was, more clear. You feel more clarity in your brain and stuff like that. And like thinking wise, you're not cloudy judgment, stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, it's good, man. Good. I'd rather, just focus on the music, the clothing line, and what I'm working on in the future. And that's what it is.
You got the right focus, and it's positive. So definitely congratulations on all that.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Because when you're doing something that you feel good about, that you can accomplish, and with the skills you have, time's not going to pass you by and be like, what did I do? When you look back at it, I mean, you got these projects, you have the promotion, you have a great connection with people from Framingham and other parts of Massachusetts. So, I mean, the history is making itself.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Now, what I'm curious about is what instruments did you use in creating Do With the Box?
I use a MIDI controller, a program I've been using since 2000 called Reason, Reason 4.0, which is pretty much old compared to what they have out now. I think they're at Reason 15 or whatever. I use Recycle to cut up my. It's another program that I use to cut up my samples. And then each key is a sample that I cut up, and I play in like piano, keyboard, guitar, strings on top of my records. Like yeah, so I'll add stuff, certain things on top of the records to enhance it
Mm-hmm.
and to make it sound better and just make it sound really dope to bring it out better and just to make it stand out a little bit more than it originally came out, the original sample or whatever. Or I'll play something from scratch. But this album's nothing really from scratch, but everything's sample based. But
Mm-hmm.
I play a lot of instrumentation on a lot of records on it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, man.
Now, aside from the Ajax Low that you mentioned, that you also have other work with, who else out there right now you currently working with? Because I know, what's his name from Screwball?
Yep, yeah, Comment.
Comet. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big shout out to my man Comment from Screwball. Yeah, we got a EP album that we've been in the midst of working for a couple years. That's coming out. Etel, my man from Roxbury, Dorchester, that's coming out next. My man Diogen, we're working on something. Jaguar J Biz, we're working on something. Me and Ajax Low, big shout out to Ajax Low. We're working on something. We might even be working on an Indica 4 with Jaguar J Biz.
Okay. Nice.
4-song installment to sum up that whole series. Me and JDO, Jake underscore Cuts Fresh. We got an EP coming out. Me and Kamaru Ali got an EP coming out, and whoever else really. And then I got a few. I got a couple albums I'm doing. New Box, New Music, Get Stravaganza, the Gets File series, volume series 1, 2, and 3. I
Mm-hmm.
got 3 part series for that of old records from 20 years ago. I'm just gonna remaster that's been mastered already with my man with my man Jeremy Page from the group That Handsome Devil. So he was my first engineer coming up, and he actually taught me how to engineer. I kid you not. He taught me how to engineer when I had my studio in my house at the Mac Cave Studios. So the original studio, yeah, he taught me a lot. I learned a lot on my own, but he taught me the basics, and then I went from there.
Nice.
So yeah. So he did a lot of record. He did a lot of those records, and he did a lot of the instrumentation on those records back then. He recorded a lot of those records. I recorded a lot of those records. Um, so it's good, man. Just I just want to get all this material out and then keep moving, keep pushing forward, and keep pushing the envelope.
One other question, not related to the music. How's the Low Life collection?
It's been getting lower and lower, man. I've been selling some of my low, man. I'm gonna be honest. I've been selling some of my low. Haven't seen anything lately that intrigues me to really
Mm-hmm.
cop. I mean, I'm always gonna be a fiend for it, but definitely haven't seen anything. I mean, I've seen a couple pieces. It's not to me. It's not worth it. The price right now to grab it, but yeah, I've been selling some of my pieces. Like I already wore it. It's just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really wear it like that. So kind of if you wear it in a show, like a video or a pic, it's kind of like played out. But yeah, I've been, just focusing on. I'd rather start wearing my brand again, so I'm doing that kind of thing again, rocking my stuff, trying to build it. Um, but yeah, don't get me wrong. I love low. I love all that. But you know, I've just been moving a different way these days.
Now we got 2 tracks with music videos for the album. Is it possible that one of the next videos could be one of the posse tracks?
Nah, I think the next one we're gonna do might be Buckethead Thoughts. We might be moving with that.
Okay.
We might be doing that one. I don't know when, but there's no date on it. But we've been talking about that, moving towards that one. The posse cuts, some of them will be difficult because you know Los Lorenz where he is, Mike Titan the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of tough, like to get, and then the other one, you know, a lot of these guys are in different states, so it's really tough. So that's why I focus on the ones that are close to home, like Ajax Low and
Understood.
stuff. It's more easier just to knock it out and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be great to get that, you know, one of them records to you know to do a video for one of the posse cuts. You know, it'd be dope. Nasty Work would be perfect, but I mean, again, it's like these guys. Some of these guys are in different states and time scheduling and stuff like that. It would have to all work together, and it just almost becomes like, you know, pulling hair just to get everyone aligned correctly. But other than that, yeah. So we'll see, and if not, we don't move in that direction. We move on to the next album. I mean, we did a fair amount of videos for it. So we did like 3, right? So 3 is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, that's basically it.
Cool. Now, for those that have been tuning in, you can go and support Do It With The Box on Apple Music. Put that link up there right now.
It's also on Spotify.
Yep.
You can catch the videos on my YouTube page, YouTube/Matteo Getz. Do With The Box is on all platforms. Wherever you get your music, it's on there. I got physicals coming next week.
Okay.
In my inbox. I have the deluxe version. I have a regular CD and a deluxe CD. The only difference is the extra artwork. So we got that, and then I got a flash drive with all my whole catalog from me and Ajax Low's works, from the Indica Jackson records to my records. Pretty much my whole catalog up to this date. You'll get an extra 2 mixtapes, Do With The Box mixtapes with it. All MP3. You buy that, you get a hoodie with a stitch hoodie in your size, just stitched hoodie, because I got stitched and I got image on the back of this guy right here. On the back of the t-shirt or the hoodie, I got those. Those are a different price. But if you buy that, it's $100 and you get a free hoodie plus 2 extra mixtapes in the whole catalog. Can't beat that.
No, you cannot. Dope.
And look out for the stickers. We got the stickers everywhere. You'll see my face, the name, Matteo Getz everywhere. I mean, we got stickers for sale too. So, you know, you buy something, you get a free sticker. So.
My last question for the night. In the creation of Do With The Box, is there something as a listener that would be interesting that we might not know about? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. One more second.
I couldn't hear you. I think we broke up.
Yeah, I was saying, is there anything in the creative process of the
You
new
breaking up
album.
again. Hold on, you breaking up. Say that again.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, all right. I was saying, is there anything during the creative process of the album as a listener that we might not know about that would be, interesting?
Unorthodox. This time around was unorthodox. I put everything together different than I normally do. I was just making the beats as I was going and sending them out. Wasn't sure if anyone was going to be receptive. The receptiveness of it, they came to it like quicker than I thought they would, and with no problem. So the creative process was faster in terms of getting things in to me, and it makes my job a little easier than you know sometimes it has been in the past.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, it came in quicker. It was a little easier. If I had problems or issues with whatever they sent me, it came faster. Like they responded faster. So that was dope. That was part of the creative process. But other than that, no, that's pretty much it. I mean, and the fact that like everyone was on board was amazing. Like, from Ajax Low to God Forbid to J Biz to Either Real. I mean, Either Real, we haven't did a record in years, like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years, maybe even 10 years by now. Our last Get Real album EP. Same with Rob Scalas, brought him back out. Bogey, that was amazing. He did it with quickness. He gave me like 6 records mad quick. I'm like, oh my god, that's an animal. So it was dope. Same with Freddie Black, same thing. He came with 2 records. He gave me 1 record. I didn't get to finish it, and then I gave him another record. I need you on it, and he did it like instantaneously. So I mean, yeah, that was dope. Gorilla Monsoon, bringing him back out the woodworks from 20 years. He hasn't been on a record in 20 years, so that was dope. And he crushed it. I mean,
Yeah,
if you hear him on Nasty Work, it's incredible. I've gotten so many people talking about his verse on Nasty Work. It's crazy. They're like, who is this guy? Like, who's Gorilla Monsoon? I'm like, oh, it's an old friend. He hasn't did a record in a while, but like, I mean, that was incredible. And just like The Chosen, big shout out to my man, The Chosen from Ireland. LMC, he crushed it. He crushed in every record he progressed on the album. Like, incredible. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to Gorilla Monsoon, Lo Seren, J Biz, Q Ref, Freddie Black, my man Freddie Black from Providence, Bogey Black, Rob Scalas, Polo Ness, my man Polo Ness from San Francisco, killed it. We got another record. Oh man, it's crazy. So we got that record that's coming up on the next album. Either Real, he gave me 2 more records.
Okay.
I got those that I got to mix. Crazy. Kamal Wali, we got some stuff in the works. Mike Titan killed it. Incredible MC. Ajax Low, of course. Like, incredible. We got so much new stuff working on. Incredible. So the future's bright. Do With The Box. Available now everywhere, all platforms. Do With The Box right there. Check it out. The classic album. You won't be disappointed. Merch on the way. Get yours before they're gone. They're going to fly off the shelves. Trust me. We're going to have hats, dad hats, flat brims, snapbacks, T-shirts. It's going to be dope.
There it is.
New music on the way. I appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate you. And
Thank
appreciate
you
the music. And I also appreciate you put me on to artists that I was not familiar with the new album as well.
Yeah, man, check them out. They're really dope, man. Every one of them. especially God forbid that Handsome Devil. Yo, you gotta check his other works.
Okay.
Totally different than rap, but like it's crazy. He has a huge following. So dope. Him and Jeremy Page in the group. Crazy. Jeremy Page does all the live instrumentation. It's crazy. They're a great group, great duo. Incredible. Everyone held their own on this one. I mean, I'm not disappointed on any of their rhymes, any of that. I mean, everything was up to par as far as the production to the cuts to their rhymes is incredible. But I appreciate you again, my guy. Thank you, Ian.
You're welcome.
And hit me up anytime. Let me know. We'll do some more stuff in the future.
Absolutely. Definitely.
I do with the box out now.
Yes,
Copy.
indeed.
All
We'll
right,
get
man.
that. We put the links up there for everyone to go check it out.
Yeah.
On behalf of HHDG Media, we're going to say peace.
Peace.